Okay. Chairman Updegrove?
Here.
Mr. McKinney?
Here.
Mr. DiPaolo?
Here.
Ms. Genovese?
Here.
Ms. Johnson?
Here.
Ms. Smith? She told me she's on vacation, and that's it.
Okay. Approval of the April 24th meeting minutes. Okay. First by Mr. McKinney, second by Ms. Bicep, all in favor? Wait,
No, I can't.
you can't. Oh, why don't you raise your hand?
I did
Robin.
Oh, you were saying hi. I was like, I thought so. Mr. DePaul. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think you could vibe or something.
I just like, I want to make people feel welcome.
Oh, you just said hi. Oh,
Just say hi.
okay, so before we start, we have people in attendance. So if you want to introduce yourself, we'll start here and go down the row.
Jeremy Copley.
Junkyard parcels.
Who said Husha Jackson and Miranda James?
Sandra Brown, Second Chance Services Incorporated, interested in some of the property.
Mark Dobson, Second Chance Homeless Services.
Okay. Financial report.
Okay, so the first one you have there is the restricted ARPA money. There's $111.31 in there. I've spent that money on postage, so next month that should be all zeroed out, and the ARPA money will be gone. Do you have any idea if I have to do anything with the treasurer's office saying that it's spent? I could reach out. I don't think so, because.
Oh, are you looking at me?
Mhm.
I was just waving to you folks. No, but I would, why wouldn't we let them know?
Yeah, I mean, I'll reach out. I
Because
think,
we track it,
yeah.
and I know that the treasurer's office does track the ARPA money.
Yeah, I think when they allocated it to us, it was pretty much, that was it, it was allocated, but, just to let them know that we have it, we do have it spent,
Okay,
okay?
all right, we don't have to take any action on that.
No, no,
All
and
right,
then, so then there's the trial balance for that. The next sheet, is the unrestricted, those are the transactions since April 18th. There's a lot there because we didn't have a meeting last month. The balance in that account is $355,107.93. And then you have the trial balance with all the activity for that account. Next, you have the HCR Phase 2 grants. So the first one you see at the top, this is the unallocated, what we have that's not allocated. So for the 2023 grant, that's the pre-development money. We've done a good job the past couple months making sure that we have the money allocated down so that we get it spent before that November 1st deadline. So right now, what's unallocated is $111,557.55. And then dropping down to the 2025 grant, which is the capital funds. You started with $1,405,263, but what's unallocated is only $13,140. So the next sheet you have is the pre-development, the grant activity, showing the grant fund balance is $647,440.61, but again, we have that money allocated. And then the next one is the 2025. It's not showing any activity right now. The money is allocated. Management, our construction management firm has done a good job, quotes and everything, and we're going to be starting getting everything through HCR. So we're going to be moving forward with a lot of those projects. So by next month or the month after, you're going to start seeing these funds dwindle down, and I'll be asking for the reimbursements. So, any questions?
nope, I don't have any questions. Anyone else? Anything else on the financial objective? Is that it?
I don't have anything else. There's no questions.
All right, thanks. So we have a presentation from Jeremy Goldthwait regarding junkyard parcels with the town of Niagara.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody has a copy of the proposal in their packets, so.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, but I
Yeah, no,
I don't know
everyone's got a
names
copy.
of faces here, so I know who's.
I'm Amy.
Amy, okay.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. in
Yeah,
person.
I've talked to them
Okay,
before.
all right.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you guys finally. Chatting a lot on the phone.
I could be wrong about that.
It's
I
right here.
have it. Oh, you got it?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm missing it in my packet. That's, as long as everybody else has it, that's all that matters. Okay. Mr. Goldway, would you mind just like standing over there? And
Yeah.
Oh,
Where do you want me?
just because it's live streaming, so, okay, that's perfect, thank you.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Put a rough proposal together for this. Main gist of it is the properties, I don't know who made the actual been out to the property. I've tried to walk it. The former owner's son kind of chased me off. So I didn't really get to get a good look of it.
Which parcel is that?
He's the former owner of the junkyard, the main junkyard, I guess Airport Auto Salvage.
Eggerman.
Yeah, John Ackerman's, yeah. We were trying to take a look at it, and I guess he lives right down the road, because he showed up within half an hour, and he said, "What are you doing on my property?" Got a big just confrontation, so we're just like, okay, we're just gonna wait, because frankly, I don't need somebody to shoot me because they think they can scrap metal. So, and he had a whole backstory of a whole bunch of extra, like trying to make it sound terrible. But as I told him, the long and short of it is the property. I mean, I looked at satellite images over the years. The property's just been sitting there piling crap up for the last decade, pretty much. So our proposal basically is to get in there. First off, the fencing's non-existent. And he's, at the last time I went by, he looked like he was pulling stuff out, and who knows what's actually gonna be there by the time things are in paper. So the first step would be putting getting into the building, so we have no clue what condition the buildings are in, and whether they are salvageable, if they need to be torn down and rebuilt. So we have to get into there, then cleaning up the main mess. I've got my partners, Nathan Clevenson and John Moreau, associated with them for the better part of 20 years, so I know their skill set. So when the go light is given, they're going to be coming on site to help with the cleanup and then the structuring of the auto salvage yard with some of their experience. And then yeah, so we're not really sure, like I said, with buildings, what's going to need to be demolition or rehab, so to figure out that. Once we get the go ahead, we would be seeking some kind of grant money towards some of the cleanup on it because it's pretty excessive. Originally, we thought there might be some scrap metal money in there, but he may be stripping it, so he might just leave a pile of rubbish. So just like I was telling him, for all we know, he might get ticked off and towards the buildings on his way out. Who knows? I'm not going to assume.
So is your project contingent upon that money?
It's not contingent. It would be beneficial. I'm seeking other investors in the project too. A couple that I've spoke to, basically they want to see something on paper. Like, okay, speak with you guys, get something on paper, or just the tax lien. All that's a process before they want to invest in it. So that which is understandable because moving forward. But part of it was I did a lot of research as far as the tire disposal, and that's where I came up with the retired. I found one place out in Lockport that did tire disposal, and after calling around, it's really hard to get anyone in this area that'll do it, period. So I did some research as far as the processing of that with the shredding and breaking down the tire crumble. It's actually valuable for mulch and yeah, so we repurpose. So there's a lot that's there, but then in driving around Niagara Falls area, I've seen lots of illegally dumped tires, which is common. So I mean, Yeah, more than just at that property.
I'm done with
Yeah, I know. It's just even more than on that. And just I've been associating myself. I'm new to the area, so I've been here for about 2 years.
Your facility in Lockport, that's
It's the only one.
Oh, that's, yeah, I was aware of that, but that's the only one. Because they make the products you just mentioned, right? I think.
I haven't been able to get the direct answers to them, but yeah, I've been looking into it. So I mean, it'd be something we would more or less, we'd set it up, we'd be able to take care of the tires that are there, but then recover any further tires. So then I originally spearheaded MRA hauling. I had that for 20 years ago, and we wanted to branch that out here. So we'd be doing smaller roll-off dumpsters, not the big semi-trailer stuff. So, but then with that, we'd be able to have all the bins and hauling sources for the cleanup of this, and then be able to have the resources for everybody else. So, and that's about what I got with that.
So I know in your proposal, you referenced the city a lot. This is the town. Have you talked to the town supervisor, the town board?
No, I haven't been put in contact with them, so.
I haven't talked to the town supervisor in a while about this, but I mean, we're in touch pretty frequently about several properties. So I don't want to speak for her, but I can't imagine that she wouldn't be happy. We've been working on trying to solve this problem for a long time.
Yeah, I just was wondering if she spoke to him about this proposal and this project specifically. But again, I can't speak for her either, but I know she would love to see these properties be cleaned up and
Yeah.
return to some sort of productive use. And she was responsible for getting the town to actually go out there and clean up a lot of these illegally dump tires. So I'm sure she'd love to shed that from her list of things to do regularly.
Yeah, and our vision on it is to make it a very aesthetically pleasing business.
So that was gonna be one of the questions, because initially, there was obviously hope that these could be repurposed even as something else, but that's just kind of a pipe dream. I don't really see that happening, given what's on it.
Yeah,
Given the location, given what's around the properties, I think the best case scenario is something that will create activity, create revenue, create jobs, pay taxes on the property,
yeah,
but most importantly, not further contaminate
yeah,
the property.
exactly.
But so it seems as though you've checked all those boxes.
Yeah,
Katie, just refresh my recollection. So every property that is outlined on the map that we've been given, all of those have already gone through the process where we've shaken out title, and now the land bank has the authority and the ability to transfer these.
So these are all except for the Niagara County owned junkyard. All of the rest are tax liens that the legislature sold to the land bank.
We'll transfer the liens.
It transfer the liens, so then the land bank will then transfer those liens, and the project owner will do the
So
foreclosure
that
process.
you're aware of that, right?
yeah,
The foreclosure process.
yeah. I've been trying to
Do
get
you-
in contact Amy.
Yeah.
Send me a contact for one
We did
more
already?
legal service. I've been getting the runaround, so he hasn't got back to me on that yet. So.
I'll reach out to him.
Yeah, so,
I'll reach out to him.
but yeah, we're gonna move forward with that process after all this. And I know what y'all talked to were saying, it could be a lengthy process, 90 days, a year or something like that. That's understandable. So, and in the meantime, we'd be preparing with investor money and grant proposals and all that, so that when we get to go ahead and go on the property without somebody coming at us,
Yeah.
that we can legally step on there and have a stand towards it, so we can lock it down, clean it up, and just, because after talking with Nathan Clevens and John LaRoe, it's more or less once we get to go ahead, they like to do the initial cleanup within like a month of time. So they don't want to waste time on it. So, and then Buffalo areas, it's obviously got to schedule right, because you're not doing anything for winter around here.
It may not be that cumbersome of a process, and that's not an opinion of the land bank. I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I've done foreclosures in past life, and really as long as it's a pretty standard process. But the one thing that will disrupt the process would be intervention by the landowners. But I just don't see it.
Well, considering the majority of landowners for this property here, as we research, are all dead.
That's.
I don't really see them
Kind of what
coming
I,
to
that's
court.
kind of what I'm getting,
Yeah.
or who's gonna spend money to go out and retain attorneys for a property that they're not paying, they won't even pay taxes on it, the taxes.
Yeah, and I blatantly, when the junior or whatever his name is came at me, I said, you know, in all due respect, if you've had this for 14 years and you haven't done anything with it, you know, what's another year gonna do for it? I said,
I know in speaking with the county, under the statute, the landowners have to be notified that the tax liens are being transferred. Those notices all went out. The 30 days just hit that they had to notify the county that they want to redeem the properties a week ago. But they were all notified, which might be why that gentleman.
yeah, that's why they,
Kinda
like I said,
knew
I
something
drove
was
by
going
last
on.
week and it was, you know, they got the machinery going. They looked like they knocked out one section of fence and they were just grabbing cars and putting them in the bin. I'm like, hey, whatever, you're gonna clean up some, but there's so much ever. What I could see the one time I walked was just like one area where it was barrels of, I'm gonna assume, motor oil and, you know, automotive fluids. So I mean, that's obviously gonna have to be disposed of properly. That's part of the, so I mean, which we know the process of that. I've printed out the New York State guidelines for auto salvage yards and the EPA standards and that. So we want to follow it to the T, and be able to work with the city and the county so they can want to be a good, a shining light with this, as you know, because all the junkyards that are around there, we walk through the Dave's yard back behind it, and guy's kind of an a-hole. So it's no wonder he doesn't have anyone stopping his door. So I mean, just want to have something that's going to be family friendly, something people will, you know, want to do business with. So
Do we have a resolution? I didn't see a resolution for this thing, I said. Are we gonna take action today?
That I don't, my only question is, so the Niagara County owned junkyard, you had mentioned, I know when you spoke to Amy, that you weren't interested in that parcel because it was kind of offset, but I noticed it's listed in your proposal.
yeah, we added it too after looking at it, just because it could be, say bluntly, it could be strategical for expansion, just because the guy behind doesn't seem like he's doing much business. So by getting that lot in the middle of his, it might be something to strategically as we expand to be like, to go to him and say, here, sell us the other 2 lots you're not doing anything with. So that was kind of our thought, was that, I mean, that's an ever changing lot too. I was able to walk through that and kind of lie, said we're looking for parts, and the guy lives back here. So
Is that Cautious?
what's that?
Cautious?
The Dave's or whatever.
Dave's on record.
The reason I
Yeah, 'cause
asked is
that's-
it's in the county's auction that's coming up in like 2 weeks.
Oh,
It was put in the county auction, so that's why I wanted to clarify.
But he could buy it from the auction
You-
for,
He could buy.
you own it straight out.
Straight out. Okay.
Which parcel we
I
talking
mean, it's
The
not
Niagara
hinging on
County
that
owns
parcel.
junkyard.
that we threw on.
So
Yeah.
the county junkyard is
It's
on the run?
it's in the auction, yeah, that starts in July.
Which if the guy's smart, he'll bid on his own property, but I'm not gonna assume so.
Well, or what we could do is we could always vote, if we don't have a resolution prepared and it's a project that we want to move forward on. I mean, listen, we might as well be candid. There's no big secrets. We don't have a lot of interest in the property and, you know, so you are the best of the one person that.
Yeah, that's like I told Andrea and Amy, it's like, unless somebody has the resources and knows how to go about a cleanup, it's a pretty overwhelming site.
Yeah, it is.
Like Nathan Clevens he's actually run demolition, and if you like taking down 500,000 square foot warehouses. So this is small scale for his demo and cleanup. So, and then like I said, we've had auto salvage experience. Jonathan Rowe worked for a yard for 5-6 years, so processing yards, you know. So we'll be able to get in there and just immediately tackle it. And they have their own heavy machinery too. So they'd be able to bring their machinery to it and basically immediately secure the site, start loading stuff, start hauling stuff out. And they, you know, like I said, within a month, make a pretty drastic change to the property.
So Katie, if we are transferring the tax liens and the foreclosure process is to be conducted by the purchaser, or the holder of the liens, do we have a development, there wouldn't be a development enforcement mortgage, or would there be?
We've done them before. We have done
So
them
even if
before.
we're transferring the liens, we can still implement a development enforcement mortgage on the transfer of
We
liens?
have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
'Cause that would
right.
make sense, because we need.
Because it's
some
still,
sort
the
of-
plan is still attached then to the development enforcement mortgage, and it's just our way of ensuring that things are completed. So it's similar to like IDA gets one, even if they're not, or other development corporations do certain
So-
mortgages on properties for grants or funding.
I'm
or
sure that
whatever it
won't
may be.
change your mind, but you're aware of the fact that we would have a development enforcement mortgage. You understand what that is?
A little bit.
So what we would need from you, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be wrong, we would probably want your timeline, what you think you can accomplish, and a realistic timeline. Nobody's trying to brush you, but a realistic timeline, because what we need to do is one of the facets of the land bank is that, is the fact that we have tools at our disposal that the governments don't have.
Yeah.
We have the ability to dictate how the property is developed and reused once it has been transferred. So we take those very seriously. We've had some properties that we've taken back, projects that we stopped if they didn't live up to their commitment. In fact, this is actually one of them. I mean, we had a proposal a couple of years ago, and now we're back to where we are, because we didn't just simply transfer the land and say, okay, go ahead and just do it. So maybe would it make sense to have Jeremy put together a timeline for us
Yes.
for what he plans on doing? So that once we have that timeline, we know what that's gonna be. We can, if we don't wanna wait, we have a meeting in 4 weeks, we can do it then. If we think time is of the essence and we wanna move forward, we can always vote by email. We've done that in the past. I don't really care one way or the other. You can talk to Amy about that
Yeah, that's not bad.
and tell us, like, if you need this done right away, we can make it happen. If you're fine, if 4 weeks is fine, then we can come back and vote on it at our next meeting in 4 weeks. But we're willing to work with you if you want it done before that. But we would need from you a timeline, like, this is what we're gonna do.
Because whatever the board votes on is what gets attached to that development enforcement mortgage for the plan, and then that's the plan that has to be followed in
Right.
order, to ensure that the project's taken care
Yeah,
of.
that's doable.
Yeah, so we would need that, because I'm looking at, I mean, your proposal is comprehensive, but it doesn't, we're gonna need,
A little more detail.
yeah, we're gonna need timelines.
Yeah, that's definitely,
So-
expand on that.
Get that to us, and, I don't really see any reason why we wouldn't move it forward. But we'll leave it up to you to tell us, if you wanna wait till the next meeting, or if you want us to do something before that, once we get your timeline. And
Okay.
we're comfortable with it, we'll share the timeline with
Yeah, I
the
can
board
pretty
members.
much have the timeline to you by the end of next week.
Okay.
Just collaborate with them and see what they, and then, basically the sooner the better, just moving forward, just because weather-wise, it's like realistically, being litigated, doing all that still in the winter before we might not be able to do it until spring. So, yeah, soon we move forward, get something figured, and then I can speak with others, like I said, with investors that want to get in on it once they see something on paper, and then try to get some money rolling into it and
Yeah, that's
get the ball rolling.
it's a little bit more difficult when you're foreclosing, but you could still, you could still put parameters in there, right?
Yeah.
Commence the foreclosure process by this
Yeah.
date. Now, you don't control how long that's gonna take, but for the timeline, I would put some targets in there,
Yeah,
at the completion of the foreclosure process, this will be done
yeah,
X number of days.
yeah, that's definitely not a problem at all.
Okay. Do you have anything else that you wanted to add?
No, that's, like I said, I'm looking forward to like getting boots on the ground and actually being able to do something with it. We've been talking about it for a minute and, the site has potential, but it's
Challenge.
a pile right now.
No, we appreciate your interest. The plan looks great, so.
Yeah,
Whatever you need from us, we're willing to work with you. So put that timeline together, get it over to Amy, and you tell us when you want us to move on this and what you're comfortable with.
Okay, I can do that.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna excuse myself. I got something after.
No
That's
worries.
okay.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, definitely. All right, take care.
Action item 5, 245 30th Street.
This one, this is the, building that encountered,
Oh, that's the, oh, yeah, yeah,
and they submitted a
that's right. I didn't recognize the address.
That's okay, they
Very
submitted an
good.
application, they would like to acquire the property and operate, the same way they.
Okay, I'll move that. Second by Mr. McKinney. All in favor? Opposed? Yeah, they're already using that property, so this is an easy one. They're just gonna continue to use it, but it will be their property. And it won't be the county's
Another
property.
tax roll.
And it'll be back on the, well,
Not really.
kind
Not
of. In theory, yes. Of course, they are, I would say, they are doing, their mission, is obviously, it's an admirable mission, and they do employ people, so that's fine. I mean, it's a benefit to the community to have this property continue to be used by them, so I'm fine with it. Amendment for Frontier Management and Development. I took a look at this. I didn't see any issues with it. Does anyone want to expand on it?
So we have, since we have, hired Frontier Management to be a property management company, we've been really happy, with the level of work and, how quickly things have been able to take place. I don't know if you, do you agree, Morgan? I don't know if you've been, okay. And so there's definitely a familiarity with the properties, and one of them, needs to be listed, one of the properties on Cleveland Avenue. And our thought was, the property manager is also a real estate broker. It would just be simple and easy if we could expand the existing contract to include that service as well, and let the company also list the property, because they're already doing work on Main Street, they're familiar with the properties.
Yeah, I have no problem with that.
So
Morgan, you okay with it? Yeah. All right, so you can move that.
So, well,
Second by Mr. McKinney. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, great. Next one, 2018 Main Street.
So, the Main Street.
Now, this is the one next door, though.
Well, yes.
Is that right?
Yes, that's correct. So the next two you'll see, so, 2018, we need to accept from URA, 2010, we already own, and then the resolution is the two resolutions is to dispose of both of those properties to the identified developer. The, excuse me, the Main Street Committee has recommended these properties be transferred, to the developer for the purpose of, student housing.
It's a steel shoe store.
furniture, I believe.
I took a look at the plan. I mean, it looks good. I mean, it's the type of thing that we envisioned for the property, for starting this process. The pictures are exciting, hoping that they can pull this off. That would be amazing for Main Street.
Page 8 and 9 are actual photos of projects that they did in New York City.
Oh, 114 Mulberry and 182 Lafayette.
West 23rd, Warren and Franklin. I mean, but yes, also that one, page 6 or
Right,
7.
those are
Yeah.
the projects, right?
Yep.
So,
This is around New York City.
Yes. Mulberry's New York City, West 23rd is, and I think 25th. I searched Lafayette and Franklin, and I don't remember where they were.
So Morgan, what's your interaction with with the developer?
Transparently, the mayor's handling most of it.
Okay.
I have met them on site a couple times for property showings. They have gone back to the drawing board twice now to try and maximize the bed count. So on the rendering, you'll see like a glass top. They want to build an additional 2 stories. This is the property where the roof is caved in. They have an extensive real estate portfolio along the northeast and then also in Florida. So I think that, I think they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it in a decent timeline as well. It's really the biggest project. I mean, look at the condition of the properties, sorry.
No, it is.
The fact that they're interested and not scared by any means. So,
All right, so, go
Are
ahead.
they looking for a pilot from the IDA as well? Yeah. Has that been brought up for the IDA yet?
No, I mean, I don't.
it's a little too early.
Yeah,
What's the parking like? Is there a parking plan for
The
that?
city owns the parking lot behind it, so there'll be a parking agreement with the city where there'll be spaces. It's next to Roble Towers. But Robles is fenced in and then the city has that lot.
So that would be like where Pharaoh's is almost?
I was just gonna ask
Across
you
the street
about
from
Who owns the old Pharaohs? Is that city
It's a
property?
New York City guy. Nick
Oh,
Rome.
so somebody owns it.
He owns that lot, yeah.
Now, is Pharaoh's still standing there?
City
that's
owned
right.
it 2 years ago.
Okay.
And then
I went by there.
The URA owns the building next to it and the 2 vacant lots next to that on Cleveland.
So there's room for expansion too for parking and stuff?
Yeah.
There needed to be. All
Yep.
right.
Good. Well, so you're comfortable with this?
Yes.
All right. Then we'll take a motion from you. Second by Mr. McKinney. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay.
could you, I think we do 7 and 8 separate, right?
Oh, wait. Oh, I'm
Could we
sorry.
do those separate?
I mean, it's the same.
I
but you know,
yeah,
I would get that. Yeah.
Whatever happened to that NU building in the church right next to that parking lot?
And you still have the church.
They still own it?
They still have DRI funds allocated and they're working on getting the rest of their HUD funding for the renovation. They changed their scope to take a part of it away though. But they still have it. Are working on it.
We just have to vote a second time for we did 2018, we have to do 2010 as well. We own 2010, we're gonna be giving it.
Sorry, same slate.
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
I can do the next one. So the next one is 451 12th Street. This was voted on, quite a few months ago, for the disposition of the property. It was to the same owner as 13th. We did close on 13th Avenue probably about 3 months ago at this point, which during closing, despite them being told and explained the development enforcement mortgage, still took a whole week to sign that, and close towards the end because they weren't in favor of it. And so we were we should have done scheduled for closing 12th Avenue. They still have not closed. I have asked the attorneys at least once a week since that point to close. They still haven't. They said that their client was out of the country and they would give me a response and then they never responded. I know that the realtors also reached out to their realtor who said, oh, they're gonna close in a week, and then that's never happened. So I'm looking for permission to send a time of the essence letter enforcing them to close in 7 days, or else we'll have to move on from the contract.
I'll move it. Second by Mr. DiPaolo.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Okay.
So what are we on now, number 10?
Yep.
So that is 713, 715 Oliver Street. Scott, do you have any information on this property?
Well, it's been vacant for a long time. The city handed over to us a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, I have a quick summary if you want of
Yeah.
the 2 plans. Okay. So the one plan was from a gentleman that maybe Jackie's had a lot of conversation with him. He owns a barbecue restaurant right now. He currently leases on River Road, and he's offering $25,000 for the property. He wants to redevelop it, occupy it as a restaurant. He has an aggressive work plan, 6 months, and the investment, I mean, he didn't bring a contractor through, so these are some rough numbers. But but as it stands, he's looking at minimum $35,000. We have, verified, it seems as though he has the means to do the project. The other applicant,
I don't wanna go on a limb, but I would say minimum would be the right word. And I'm not even a contractor, I'm telling you.
and the other applicant is the neighbor. They operate a machine and tool store or company next door. And they've been interested in the property for a long time, but they believe that it's in such rough shape that they would need some public assistance with to redevelop it. Their first choice would be to demo it, but they do not wish to fund the demo. And their second choice would be to renovate it with significant financial assistance through grants and or low interest loans.
So, I was gonna ask, Rob, you're from the Bay Area, so here's the issue. The issue is normally, the neighbor would have probably, they would have an advantage because they're right there, they've already invested in that street. However, everything they've said is contingent on, they're gonna need money to do it, they're gonna need probably, I'm assuming they would come to the land bank for possible demolition and be included in there, which is fine if the building's unsalvageable. And I don't know the answer to that, because if that's their plan and it's all contingent on this, contingent on demolition, contingent on grant funding, and then the other plan is to reuse the property, but he doesn't have a lot that would make me overly comfortable that he's put a lot of thought into what it's gonna take to reuse that building.
Barbecue it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Rob met with him.
Yeah, I toured the property with him last week, and his view towards the building was staged. The first level would be to get the restaurant open. And there's no structural changes involved or anything. It was a pizzeria forever. So changing that to a sit-down is not a big involvement. The restaurant equipment is very expensive, of course. And there's no way that's included in that estimate.
Of course, yeah.
And then after that, then he was going to move towards the apartments upstairs. It was set up, the way it's set up right now was 11 rooms. It was a rooming house. It was rented almost exclusively by Niagara County for people storage, people in the system. And he would not do that. He was thinking just maybe 4 units eventually. But so that $35,000, that's the first time I heard that number. That's only to get the restaurant going.
So
As far as the other neighbor does own the property adjacent. It's 7-Eleven, however, but we do not occupy it. It's a tenant space.
It's the barber shop.
So
It was the Bowling store,
Yeah.
remember?
I am acquainted with this Rodney Wilkinson. He is like a 30-year veteran of the Air Force, and he was a Buffalo firefighter for several years, and he has other successful businesses in the town of Tonawanda and Buffalo area.
Right. Yeah, he's well acquainted with because he's a training officer
He
still.
used to be a New York State fire instructor.
Yeah, I think he still does over there on William Street or Broadway. He's still over there.
Yeah, he's got a very good reputation in the community.
That helps. I mean, we should have invited him in, I guess.
I mean, this is, if you follow his barbecue restaurant on social media, his a good following.
Well,
He's successful.
I guess that's, we maybe should have extended him that opportunity. However, Rob has met with him personally and you know who he is. So that's why I'm gonna defer to you. I mean, what are your thoughts? Rob, you went through the property with him. You have expertise in that area. So the plan that he has, do you think it's a viable plan?
Well, yeah, it would be a terrific location for what he wants to do.
Great.
And to our benefit, originally we were going to tear down 713. We were going to demolish 713 to make 715 more valuable. But with his plan, he has a food truck also. With his plan, he would utilize all the building as is, and we're off for that part.
And that would be like his commissary for the food truck.
because it would fit inside, the truck would actually fit in the building off the alley. So he was enthusiastic. He was enthusiastic for the building. From a North Tonawanda standpoint, we would much rather see a business open on Oliver Street than just another apartment.
All right. Oh, there you go, that's
We want business, we want things to be
fine
happening.
by me, so you're comfortable moving that then?
Absolutely.
All right,
Is
then.
this the one where they fell through the floor though?
No,
Oh, okay, that's different. Okay.
oh, that's a different one.
That was okay.
So that's been moved, second by Mr. McKimmie, all in favor? Opposed? Okay, great. Closing deadline enforcement, 1509 Main Street. Let's take a look at that one too, I couldn't remember the.
So this is, one of the URA properties, it's the old church.
The church, right
With,
there.
the group I had sent after the board had drafted, I sent a letter to them and their attorney stating that they had to give us a response by a certain deadline as to whether they were moving forward. They then sent back both the contract and the development enforcement mortgage with a lot of changes, not really to the contract, but to the development enforcement mortgage. And after discussion with the mayor, because it is a URA property, and with Andrea, we had, once we start changing our development enforcement mortgage, right, that everyone's gonna wanna change it.
Right. I agree.
And, you go to a bank, get a mortgage, no, you can't change it. So, I informed them that we would not be amenable to any of their changes to the first mortgage. It is what it is, and the plan is what it is, and that they needed to tell us whether they were moving forward. And I still have not received a response back from that. So I can, if the board wishes, give them another hard deadline to say, you're signing this stuff, or you're not.
Right, that's fine.
Okay.
Do we need to vote on that or?
Yeah.
I'll move that. Second by Mr. McKinney.
That's a nice building too.
There's work I think that they thought we were gonna pay for, and then we did not have the funding to do so, and I think that's part of the reason that they're backing out.
That's a nice building.
Okay.
This is the one right across the street from the library, right?
Church on Lockport.
Yeah, we did do some work.
Lockport and Tuck.
We patched a
It
roof.
also comes with a rectory, which they didn't know, so they're really getting kind of a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
It's a real-
But this
Was that a funeral home too?
So we haven't voted on this one yet, so all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
This was one of the first properties to go in August, so that's why everyone else has done something to closed and.
Yeah. It's right next door to the nightcap.
You know what?
It's just a nice building.
There's a, some more of them. They had $2 million in the.
We just gave them
Yes.
$20,000.
Yes.
They have some fund revenue sources of,
So,
How do they access these properties?
That's great.
I mean, just driving down the dirt road.
even inside, because there's cars in the road.
that's a good question.
Alright, but you asked her, so that's.
Is there any cooperation with the town to get some?
All right, Jackie, is that,
Jackie, do you
the
want to
home
go?
improvement product, program update?
I just wanted to let the board know that, we received 160 applications. We were able to, fund 70, 35 in each municipality for $250,000 apiece.
I'm sorry, how much?
$250,000 each municipality. It's like 35 projects in each one. We were only able to do like 10 roofs at 12,000, but the rest are like windows at 8,000, and furnaces, air conditioners at 5,000, and electrical at 3,000. That's where we were on that. We spread out the money as best that we could. We are working through the grant process with all of these. So currently, I'm getting all of the agreements signed. The deadline is today, that they need to be back by today. While we're doing that, in tandem, Nate and Amy we're working on the environmental part of it to get all the HCR environmental paperwork in place. Next week, Starting the week of the 29th, Frontier Management is going to be reaching out to all of the applicants that have accepted their agreements and signed their agreements and returned them, and they're going to be scheduling an on-site visit to create a work plan. With that work plan, they're going to be provided copies of a standard quote form we would like them to use. They're going to get like 3. They're only required to submit 2 quotes, but I'm going to give them paperwork to do 3. They need to go to, they have to pick a contractor at that point. I'm going to make the list available on July 10th. People have been jumping the gun. They're calling me. They've been looking for the list. I'm sure they're driving you guys crazy. My apologies. They just didn't understand that they have to have that on-site visit first. There are steps to follow with the grant, and we can't have one thing dated before the other.
Who's handling the on-site visits in Lockport, Ms. Smith?
Both Frontier Management, our construction management firm, they're going to be doing both.
Okay.
I believe that Ryan and his one of his other managers are going to be doing all of those visits. So they're hoping to be able to get in 10 a day. Hoping to get them all done next week. I talked to him yesterday. He's not sure. They might have to tack on a couple extra days to get them all done. And so I'm hoping that everything is ready to go and I can put the lists out. It's been running pretty smooth. There's obviously been hiccups, a lot of phone calls, but generally everybody is so pleased with getting this. They're so thankful and so pleased, and they don't care what they have to do, like, okay, what else do I have to do? What's my next step? Like, they're just so excited, and it's a huge, huge benefit to the community. So right now we're just working through all that. And like I said, I'm hoping by July 10th that the homeowners can start just obtaining their quotes and get their work started. So, yeah. And I'm sorry, Ron. I'm sure your office and
Yeah, they need building permits for all these things, right?
Yeah,
Roofs, windows,
Yep.
HVAC.
Yeah, they're gonna need, well, so they need to use approved contractors. So they have to have the list, and the list is, there's thousands of names on the list. So that could be very daunting and very overwhelming, but we just felt that it was best that the homeowner choose their contractor. They're gonna be choosing a licensed contractor, obviously, with the city, so we know that they're vetted, and they're gonna be okay. It's better than us choosing their contractor and then in 5 years them calling us saying, you made me take this contractor and now my roof is leaking. Let them be the ones to feel comfortable with who they have doing the work on their homes.
The people we've talked to are very excited. We've had many people come in and call.
Yeah, they're looking for the list. Yeah, they're jumping the gun, but yeah,
But they're excited.
yeah.
It's a good program.
Yeah, so we'll work out all the glitches. It's fine. So it's only 70. we had over 300 for the facade program. So this really should be manageable. It was just getting it off the ground, and the fact that there's a little more requirements that were put in place with the grant than we were knowing it was going to be there. Make everything paper heavy.
Of the 70 applicants, how many of those pick for owner-occupied homes?
For all owner-occupied homes, they all have to be owner-occupied. Yeah, no rentals,
Landlords or?
no rentals, no. And again, if you remember, it's more middle income, so a single person was like a little over $85,000. So that was nice because it targeted like more, it would go up to the middle income. But I have a lot. It's very heavy on a lot of seniors. There are a lot of seniors, and the homes in Lockport are old.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, they, so it was, we went by need, looked at, we went through the applications, and some of the things came down to, your roof is 29 years old, my roof is 33 years old, so the 33-year-old roof got it. Like, that's how close, some of it came down to. But then we had Nate map it, and when he mapped it, you could see the concentrations that they are all, we didn't purposely do that. There are some outliers, but you could just kind of see, because that's where the homes are older. So, and that was where there was the most need, was where the homes are older, so.
Yeah, I think it's nice to concentrate some of these projects too, because then it brings up the value of the neighborhood when you can have all
Yes.
those changes at once.
Absolutely. There's a couple on a street, again, completely random, and once it was mapped out, we realized, oh, look, it was a nice target, and it kind of just worked itself out to be that way, so.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Okay, any further attorney business?
You heard about a couple properties that we're working on. I did have a Zoom call this week with the attorney for the old Jens building, discussing the timeline that they propose, what they want attached, kind of what we discussed with that gentleman for their development enforcement mortgage, and kind of going through the process with her about, how we're moving forward. So she's gonna talk to her client and then get back to me with some clarification on that. So that's moving forward. And then we're just waiting for the search and survey to come back for 1701 Main, which is the building next to the Rabbit Theater. So that's also, the contract is signed for that, and we're moving forward with that purchase. So those are the two that are kind of right now in the midst of.
What's the status of the transfer of the gentleman? Are we waiting on their timeline?
So I know they met with Morgan and Andrea about revamping their timeline. There was some discussion about funding and when they can get their funding. They can't get their funding until June of next year or some cycle. But they're willing to close earlier on that. So I told them I needed clarification as to what they're gonna be doing between now and when they get their funding, so it's not just sitting there for a year if we're closing on it. And so that's what she's gonna clarify with her client to get back to me for that, and then we'll move forward.
When we talked to them, there was, so some of that funding is attached to, correct me if I'm wrong, like housing, so that would be the upper floors. So between now and then, they're gonna be focusing on the ground level floor, and they have created a not-for-profit, which will open them up for some additional grant revenues. And I think they're, is it the first or second meetings at Niagara University next week?
The second meeting for their
Yeah.
not-for-profit
But
board.
they're not, they've already formed the board, and so they are making steps for the first floor, so.
The goal was to close this year, so late winter they could begin construction on the commercial space.
So that's continuing on, and then hopefully soon we'll get the stuff back for 1701 on that property.
Where are we at the power proceeds application?
So I am asking the board for permission to submit a power proceeds application. So power proceeds is a grant fund that is through NIPA, and I would say that our county just really hasn't accessed a lot of that funding, and it's always been difficult for us when we approach power proceeds to get the funding, because there's just a lot of parameters around it. So I had a more recent conversation with the project manager and the director of economic development to just basically say, like, listen, there's almost $72 million available in the fund, and we've only gotten a very small portion of that compared to our neighbor in Erie County. And so what can we do to kind of change that? They were receptive to that conversation, and the way we left it was that we were going to submit an application for more of a general application, but it has to be done through a not-for-profit. So I thought the land bank would be ideal for that. And the idea was that we would submit an application for something similar to our facade program. So it would be like a Main Street program. It doesn't have to be on Main Street, but Main Street program, and the redevelopment of properties along Main. And I was just asking the board for permission to prepare and submit that application.
Do we need to vote on that, just give you permission?
Can't hurt to vote
I'll
on
make
it.
the motion.
Oh, all right, moved by Mr. Paulo, I'll second it. All in favor? Opposed? Okay. We don't have anything left. Anything else for the good of committee? Is there those people in attendance? Did you have any questions?
Yes,
Sure.
I would like to know, how do I would like to present to you about the property that I'm interested in,
Okay.
and just tell me the process of what I need to.
What property is that?
That's the 1129 Niagara, and then she's interested in
The same property.
Yeah.
1805 West Manor.
So the land bank no longer owns 1129 Niagara Avenue. That's the one that we had originally transferred from the city to the land bank. That the funding, but the funding did not come
It
approved for it, and so we actually transferred the property back to the city.
So the city owns it.
We just
But
did it,
within
so
the
it was
last
still on
2
the
weeks.
website, but
Okay.
Yeah,
literally just.
So
we
like-
just closed within the last
No,
2
Mark,
weeks.
is that property gonna be in the tax foreclosure auction? Coming?
We haven't had an internal discussion. It's either going probably tax foreclosure auction or it's gonna go back to the URA and then would follow the same process. The application and development enforcement.
I mean, what can I ask, what do you wanna do with the property?
Well, Niagara County has a great need, Niagara Falls specifically has a great need for a homeless shelter for families. There's children living in the hotels, on Niagara Falls Boulevard. And Dr. Lori last year got 300 gifts for homeless children, and it's not a good site for them or their parents. So we're proposing to provide a homeless refuge service center, which will be out of the box for the normal traditional homeless services. We want to give them more time to get stable and be acclimated into permanent housing. So we're going to kind of build them up from a holistic view and individualized service plan that they need to put them back into the community of their choice.
Or would it be R1 residential?
Yeah.
It's in the middle of a residential block. I don't know if you'd be able to develop a shelter in a residential neighborhood. I'm just spitballing. I don't know for sure.
And when we were looking at, so the reason the land bank wanted to look at that property, was the historical, I guess, value of it. But we were looking for similar uses because, it's a big property, there's
Yes.
lots of rooms in it, so, I can talk to you after the meeting
Okay.
and we can go
I think
over
it's
it.
on the registry too. You could be wrong, but I'm
That
pretty
might be
sure.
one of the
it's like
reasons,
a
the
historic
grant that we
warehouse.
were gonna get, it
Yeah.
just wasn't enough to cover it, it
Yes.
was an expensive project, and we
That's-
couldn't.
That was my understanding too, that there wasn't enough money attached to the building. And I did speak with the mayor and Anthony to see what they could do. I don't know if they were gonna contact anybody, but
No, we couldn't find a way to redevelop all of it with the funding we had, so, but I can talk to you after.
Mine is pretty much like hers, I'm opening up a transition house for women. Help them come from incarceration into
Is that
society.
1805?
1805, and I was also
That one we
interested in-
sold already.
Okay, and I was interested in the one she lists for 1129.
Yeah, I thought we sold that one, yeah. It just hasn't closed yet, has it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
when did it close? Gosh, like 2 months ago, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
the
they
closings are weird.
They're trickling around, so yeah, that one probably closed about
The
3
papers
months.
come in all different
Yeah.
times. That's why we have to, okay, this one is still listed, it's now listed, so we gotta update.
Is that on the website?
Yeah, okay, I'll take it down. I'm
Well, we
sure,
didn't know, we could just wrote it right sold on it, we didn't, update it,
Yeah.
just sold.
I mean, I'm sure that I've dropped the insurance on it, so.
I think Weston was one of the ones that was like, one of the last ones that sold it, that's probably why.
1805 West.
It was Weston and Whitney was the same owners.
But there is another property because, that I would be interested in is 3425 Hyde Park. And we got the designs on how I would want. I have the architectural designs on what I would like, but see what could
Oh,
be.
that's Helmer's.
Oh,
That's-
3505 Hyde Park.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
3505 or
25.
25.
Yeah, it's a warehouse, it's a commercial. And I don't know if that would be zoned to.
Oh, that one,
Is
yeah,
that a town Niagara?
that one, that one just finished. What we did for that one is, what we did, like this gentleman was talking today, we transferred the tax lien
and he just finalized, the foreclosure like a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's already at top over, yeah. So, yeah, he just finalized that.
So do we want to take that one?
So yeah, I think that one too is sold.
Yeah.
That whole, yeah.
He does.
Yeah,
It's
just
really
foreclosure
good.
to,
We
transfer that.
But it's gonna be tumbling in your house. So.
no, you wouldn't wanna put housing in there anyway though, yeah.
That was a, where.
Yeah,
huge
yeah.
warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
The cost to renovate and turn it into any type of housing.
No.
would be astronomical. You're better off building right from the ground up.
Okay. Thank you.
Not transaction.
Yeah, it's somewhere else, different grounds.
Oh, not that.
No.
Do you have the date for the auction?
I don't know.
Sometime next spring. Next spring. Yeah, letters just were sent out, so it's a process.
She just said.
Oh, wait. We're talking city.
No.
She's talking county.
She's a board member here, but works for the city of Niagara Falls. We represent all different municipalities, but we're all on the land bank board. So when she says, we don't do any in-rem foreclosure auctions, the cities do their own. So they're their own foreclosing governmental units in the city of Niagara Falls. Now that property is the Irish property, now it's a city issue now. Now it's the URA, it's city, what are they doing with the foreclosure? The process that they have to transfer those properties. And, I don't know what the status of the title is, but there may be some options there. I don't know. If they've already gone through the in-rem once or having it come back to us and go back to them, I don't know if they can just transfer without an auction. I don't know that. Possibly, but that would now be a question for the city.
Okay.
We never, we're more than willing to entertain questions because we never had gaps. We're pretty excited. Nobody's ever come to watch our meeting. Wow.
That was very interesting.
Is it everything you hoped for? Bring your friends next time.
It's really interesting to know, that what goes on and to know how it's gonna cost. So if we were interested, we just have to submit an application. So we do a walkthrough first or before we submit the application?
Yeah.
I need to figure out if the city owns it or the URA first.
Okay.
And then access to the property, I have no idea because Matt was the only one who ever went there. Do
Well,
we
the
have-
codes were changed on.
It does have
Main
a
Street
key lock
buildings.
code for access.
What's that?
1129 Niagara.
I have to check to see because we had Tom go through a whole bunch of properties. I don't know if it's one of them.
I mean, from a condition standpoint, I didn't know if there was any
It's
condition
got,
to
it
go.
would have the box right on it.
Yeah.
So it would be maybe the old code if Tom didn't change it.
Okay.
Whatever that was.
Okay.
So.
Well, thanks for having us.
Okay, I'll move to adjourn, second by Mr. McKinney. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, great, thanks. I signed those checks.
Thank you. Katie, I have checks for you. Oh, okay. And Morgan, I have a check for you.
Mark Dobson. DOD as Chair for Secretary of Human Services.
Long list.
Like I said, the residential is way down the road.
Sorry, but this,
But this is residential.
In existence, homeless services and community
That's way
information
down the road.
that will
I mean, it's not like you're back to us.